just do it. Pretty great. And I just tap that and hit them for 11. Seems good. Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing Jeskai Artifacts that weirdly has the highest win rate on the day. I was on Untap looking around, and as you can see, it is at the top with a win rate of 56.4, just edging out Gruul Landfall, which is quite impressive of that deck to be doing well as well. But what the primary goal of the deck is all revolved around Simulacrum Synthesizer. We have 3-mana artifacts enter or higher. We make a construct. And what we want to do is use a card called Repurposing Bay to sack a 2-mana artifact into a 3-mana artifact like another Synthesizer or Snare to clear the board. And then what we want to do is sacrifice a 3-mana artifact to fetch out our Fire Crystal to give all of our artifacts haste. And our top end card being United Battlefront that helps pull out all these artifacts early, so our constructs are actually impressive. Other than that, we're just going to go ahead and dive into the games. I hope you all enjoyed this really high win rate deck apparently, and let's go game. All right, maybe now we can actually finally get this deck off the ground, man. I cannot win with this deck apparently. It's a tough one, to be honest. Go right into here. We play tapped. We go like the Fire Bricks probably. This is Esper discard, like bounce kind of nonsense. So sure. Go starting town. Replace it by playing this. We can actually play this Dark Cage, but it actually does nothing to the Storm Chaser's talent, which is really annoying. But it does absorb all these and other creatures, so that's okay. This is going to enter tapped. I can't just afford to take a million damage every turn. It also might be worth if they tap out just to take a turn to maybe play this, but that seems wrong. Definitely wrong. There's so much damage on board. If they have a counterspell, they have it, I guess. But let's do this. Sure. That's 4 mana. You have the 1 card. Make a ton of creatures. Probably. We're probably trying to make them tap weird, I guess. Fear. We're back on Fear. Yeah, they've been cutting that card a ton. Kind of surprised to see it here. Play here. Mana doesn't matter, so let's play our starting town. Honestly, I think with 2 lands in my hand, I just need to find our best card in our deck. 2 lands to the bottom is probably okay. Braided Net can be played. We can play another Pinnacle. Take both of these out. A Shock. There's a Zenith. Definitely going for this. They make 1/1s. That's actually massive for us. Yeah, pick that back up, brother. I guess it's to go with Clayfire. Oh, is it? No, because I want to be able to spring loaded trap that, right? We go with second Pinnacle here. Absorb literally everything of theirs. Cool. Nice. Oh boy. It's a hand. We'll keep. It's a hand because these are obviously so good. All right. Well, I want to play this down first. Starting town has been getting me into trouble. Sure. I don't really have a way to answer their graveyard, but I'm not going to let that hit me for free, obviously. We just kind of have to go above and beyond to slam them here. Ooh, Enduring Innocence. Sure. That variation of the deck is a bit more favorable, in my opinion, because it looks to draw cards and kind of win in the middle-ish range, whereas other variations don't want to do that as much. I'm going to go grab a basic here because we want to be able to cast this. I'm going to play a Surveilland. Grab this. Play Surveilland. I don't really care about the starting town. Sure, I guess. Like we said, they want to draw cards with this one, so it's a little less good in my opinion in comparison to like the Raise the Past in terms for the matchup for us. Sure. Let's barrel. Yeah, seems pretty good to me. Just like that, the entire mood change. Bottom both of those. 2 6/6s on the battlefield. Repurposing bay ready to come in maybe next turn. Make more tokens. Be able to sack some stuff. Honestly, probably go for starting town and go that route instead. I'll take a draw. Obviously, they got a lot of questions to be asked here. Just block it because why would we do anything else? Fair enough. So we block. Sure. Oh boy. To United Battlefront or to not? Because if I miss, it's tragic, but if I hit, it's great. Let's just do it. Pretty great. And I just tap that and hit them for 11. Seems good. Then raise the pass. I don't think has enough in the tank. So I have the fire crystal in my hand, but I don't actually really think I care. This hand. I'm gonna just go get a white and go for clay fire, I guess. Okay. Here to here. Then we can go to here maybe. And then maybe here. Huh? Hopefully rip a pinnacle. That'd be pretty... Everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. Okay. Oh, shock. I'm scared. Oh boy. What will we do? Please no Screaming Nemesis. Commit one more of like these guys in a higher claw or something. Let this win the video game. Sure. Alright. One card left. And I'll be at 11. That one. Then... What? Do we go for synthesizer? Do we not go for synthesizer? Should I play synthesizer? Because they clearly don't have much. Probably. Both of those are bad. They're not getting me anywhere. Let's just bottom both. I thought about like leaving this lane on top because it'd be the card we draw, and then at worst case we have that to hit with United Battlefront, but it feels just bad, right? Forest Charming that. We Lightning. Okay, so they're full empty hand now. Also, we could put a stun counter on this, I guess, was the idea. And I think we have to go for this. All right, well, we got options, that's for sure. We go here, and then we go here. Got that. We are at 5. Sure. Yeah, I would concede as well, I think. Opponent goes first. Our hand's okay. If they're a super fast deck, obviously we're in a lot of trouble unless we do top deck magic like we did the game, literally just the game before. A land will let go. We have a draw plus synthesizer plus we can start tutoring right away, so it feels unnecessary to have. I would assume this is like a reanimator deck. Enough. Yo, opponent, you don't mean that, bro. You could just be dead. Can I stop drawing the fire crystal? I had it in my starting hand last time. So they need to get Arden in the graveyard. Don't have it in there because they need us to have haste, right? So Fortunately, they don't have it. I do get to get hit by 4 here. Dogva, little dude, sure. Take 2. Take another 2. If I get cactard, bro, honestly, what a legend, you know? Both kind of bad, so we'll just pass on both. Tap land, unfortunate. I still take 5 here. It's not like I don't take anything. We'll see. Is it a legendary creature? No. So this won't deal damage. Does it based on its power, so I mean it does matter. And because we have Fire Crystal in hand, it's just such a weird play. I just put one of those to the bottom, I'm pretty positive. Yeah, right there it is. Now we'll get to make a construct. Hopefully that'll be fine. They can pop this to bring back this. That's kind of okay-ish. Say okay lightly. We have a 4/4. Better Triumph could pop this, obviously. Bad news bears for us. We'll see. Snare is pretty good. Kind of need a starting town too. Maybe I should have taken starting town first and then just gone like boom boom. Yeah, I definitely should have done starting town, I guess, because the other alternative, right, is just play land, done this, pop this, draw a card. I guess I could still do that and get to the starting town, right? Because this will happen before this happens. You bring back Carnosaur. They are. Demand answers. Okay. Not the worst. This can't attack me. Sure. This can't attack me either. We're kind of safe. Yeah, so what I can do here is I can go... Oh, I have to play the land though, huh? But I can still get what I want, right? So, honestly, at that point, it might just be easier to, like, snare this, play this, and then just make a ton of constructs. Guess so. Guess this draws when it enters. So I could have just done that, but the starting talent enter tap, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, let's just play... Let's play here. Then, do I want to get this that way, or do I just want to play this? I think I just want to play this. Just draw my starting town, and then just have the option to do this potentially. Then I will attack for 8. See if it blocks in order. Just maybe snare's the better option. Maybe I'm just like flooding myself with... Not nerves is obviously not the answer, but maybe I'm just flooding myself with decisions. Kind of afraid of this having haste or something. Oh, they double block here. Yeah, I kind of want Fear dying. I don't want the Carnosaur to die, so I'm actually okay with that. Weirdly enough. I know it has trample and everything, and it is a lot in terms of size, but it's not... It takes away their best reanimate target, which can cause a lot of problems, obviously. So, we just let that happen. My mouse is almost dead. Oh, no. We're gonna have to play this game a little bit weird. I don't have a cable for it. I play wireless. Got to crack the iPad out to play. I mean, it could technically... I was saying, it could technically double bitter Triumph here. And hit me for 7. This is probably why we should have snared, I guess. I get to go starting town in the snare, I suppose. Sure. Starting town. Snare. Here. Double construct. Do this, and this will show kind of what we were talking about a second ago, where that kind of draws before everything else happens. Then we can just grab the snare again, make more constructs, absorb this. Now these lands with menace can't get through. That's why we're not going to tap any of these, because obviously a removal, maybe attack with those, we just die. Any reanimate piece just doesn't work. I don't know. It's a tough one. I can take 2 damage and just do the whole thing. It'd be sick if they give us Death Touch. Soar. Obviously everything in. There's no reason to take any risk. That land got super slammed. Wait, we get there? Cool. I could have seen if I did the fire crystal, but obviously we're just going to go to combat and attack. We've already played this player, and they're just, yeah, they're just red. Which is like, fine, I guess. We'll just see if I can come away with the game or not. Interesting of a choice. Ooh. I have a white source. What do you... Huh? What do you expect me to do with my white source? Literally like nothing. Sure. Fine, I guess. Go ahead. Spring-loaded trap. Probably the best draw on the planet that I could have had. Sure. Can't do anything about that. That's a double striking 3/3. Obviously could have clay fire bricks, but they didn't necessarily do that. Just spring-loaded trap. Like to poke the 3/3. Sure. Do indeed make a creature. Does that mean they have nothing else? There's a ruckus, sure. Dude, can I stop drawing the fire crystal? Game hates me, bruh. At least I got 3 turns of making this tapped, I guess. No way, no how. You have 4 mana, so obviously some stuff could be played. They fire. We'll grab our luxurious planes. Play it here, and because they are a Screaming Nemesis deck, most likely, we're just going to go ahead and get our life gain out of the way. So we know in the future that our life gain will be fine. Also doing a little bit of deck thinning never hurt anybody. Especially when our turn is going to be like a United Battlefront. Or we could probably do it a little bit easier. Just go Repurposing Bay, go grab that Synthesizer, and get it ready to go. Okay. Interesting. Sure. Let them get to combat here. So they can't use this ruckus. We'll tap the 3/1 down. Obviously, that's a bit more damage than the 2. It might have the pump spell that makes it blow up an artifact, which would obviously suck. But yeah, there it is. Not that big of a deal, to be fair. We're gonna get rid of my braided net, which makes sense. Now, in terms of kind of their on-board presence, it's not that great. A little part of me wants to just barrel the Battlefront. But I mean, I have a guaranteed way to do Synthesizer here. Then I take... No, I don't take damage because it's too colorless, right? Or I do this smartly, I guess, right? Yeah, I do this a bit differently. I just grab the Pinnacle. Just absorb all their creatures, right? Put them with nothing. And now even if they have a creature, I still have a turn to Battlefront and stuff. Yeah, like, that's fine. Go here. Extra draw. There's a snare, but we're just going to go ahead and get a synthesizer up and ready. Yep. Here we go. And a spring-loaded trap is a pretty fantastic draw. Let's leave it this way. We're going to do that plan we talked about in a game previously, where we draw the land and then Battlefront, guaranteeing that we're going to hit at least something. That also allows us to pop that. We get to pop this with a repurposing bay. Sure. Another spring-loaded trap. Game has curved out incredibly well. Thankfully, we ripped that spring-loaded trap pretty early on. Then we got the double clay fire bricks and stuff. They're staying true, though. They are not going away. They get a draw and another 2-2. We also haven't really done much in terms of committing any threats here. Here we go. Here's a braided net, and here's a second repurposing bay. Then we'll sack this and go grab another synthesizer. Then we'll just have lethal primed up, ready to go. Team, if we know anything, what's wrong with this hand? That is too many 3-drops for this game to give me another land. And we're going to prove it. We're going to prove it right here. Never mind. I immediately got proven wrong. No, dude. Arena. You're supposed to prove me right, bro. It's tragic. All right. Well, we got a Boros, probably Caretaker's Talent, some form of deck that way. Oh, we're immediately ripping lands. We've all been there, though, you know. A heavy. All right. Fair enough. I just, like, pop this thing. It stops the speed, weirdly. I know this seems like a very bad use of a spring-loaded trap, but it keeps the goblin count down. And allows us to set this up and then going into, like, another snare. I'll take... We want to find a United Battlefront. We need those cards. Pinnacle doesn't really do much to this. Kind of a weird curve our opponent has. This fort. Okay. Sure. Taking quite a bit. Probably have to snare this regardless and just put a big enough creature in the way. There. Also takes their creatures from having haste away. Arguably should take this at some point with this other one. Would love to find a 2-drop. I know I used the spring-loaded trap, and obviously that would have been a good target for it on this turn, but then we're taking 2 extra damage, maybe 3 extra damage, and then there was another token that we would have left behind. It was a bit weird to kind of calculate overall on what we're trying to do here. The tokens to be made, make twice. Okay. Team rip. Just to... Okay, interesting. All right, I guess. I don't feel like that ever happens in any other game ever in my entire life, dude. What? We have exactly the hand to do that. We're able to warp this for 2, song for whatever reason, and a seam rip, and it's exactly lethal. Okay, big dog. I'm sorry. My bad, dude. All right, hopefully I just don't get world starred this time, and maybe we'll have a good one. We did find a Battlefront, which is great. Just took us losing a game to the exact hand they needed. Honestly, it's kind of sick that it worked out that way for them. Obviously, I'm on the, like, massively negative side of that outcome, but yeah, sometimes that happens, right? Here. Can we get there in time? Okay. Are you elves? Well, if that's the case, I mean, I'm slamming a repurposing bay here. If I need to go grab a pinnacle, I'm grabbing a pinnacle. Huh? Do I grab pinnacle anyway? It takes 2 mana away from them. I feel like I should. Obviously, we could Battlefront and hit it anyway, but that just seemed bad. Let's do this and go grab Pinnacle, I suppose. I will gladly take 2 mana away from our opponent. Then I can just play this, I suppose. I'd like to draw a card. Sure. Now we can play a starting town and go for Battlefront, maybe? Oh, is this the Teamer Carriage deck? It is. This has what, Ward 2? Not Teamer Carriage. It's Teamer, I don't know, some nonsense. I say some nonsense, but, I can't think of what deck this is. This is Teamer Battle Crier? Teamer, I don't know. I don't remember what it is. It's like a horse and their cards get cheaper. I'm pretty positive. At one point, at some point in this game, I will resolve this United Battlefront. Yeah, hey! There he is. That guy. That's the one. To... That's barrel, I guess. Why not? There, and then, I guess, here. I'll take that as well. Y'all know where we're at. Braided Net is okay as a draw. And our opponent picks him up. Awesome. Okay, so this deck does randomly have the highest win rate, at least when I checked on Untapped today. And it is kind of crazy to me that it does. It is one of the weird decks where it feels good when it's going great, but then there's a lot of times where I'm like, oh man, I just don't know how we ever win that game. You know what I mean? But I do think Spring-Loaded Trap's pretty solid. I think Screaming Nemesis is obviously a menace to society as always, and I do think this is a very good deck for United Battlefront to have a lot of hits, especially on the fact that if we ever cast this and the Fire Crystal is in among those cards, we now know it's on the bottom kind of semi-permanently, unless we do, you know, a Clay Fire Bricks, which is okay because then that allows us to shuffle it up if we want to, or this stays on the bottom until we're ready to repurposing bay it out. So obviously that's pretty nice, but outside of that, it felt good. It definitely feels strong to an extent, but do I think there's maybe another deck that you would probably want to craft instead? Is this deck is going to be, I would believe, very expensive on the rares and mythics front, especially because you just play these if you have them. Crafting these, it might not necessarily be worth it, but you can just see almost immediately. Like, this is one of the decks where the lands I wouldn't say you definitely need to have, whereas you can kind of see these mythics, occasionally you will have them turned on. And are they going to automatically win you games? Not really. It's just you should probably play them if you have them, but 1-1 would be perfectly fine, and then you just play other basics, or if you have more archives, just play those and go that route with them. But it is one of those things where the deck is very explosive in comparison to what it used to be before, where it was like this slow, grindy control deck to where you would eventually make constructs, you would pass, your opponent would board wipe, you'd make more constructs, you would pass, and then maybe they'd board wipe again. But here, we get to just Fire Crystal and then give them all haste and then in the game immediately. And if we have cards like Braided Net or a Star Cage or Snares and that kind of product, we can just move anything out of the way. So just 2 or 3 constructs are enough to be lethal, because 2 10-10s obviously gets it done, and we clearly make those. I do like not going over the top with the artifacts, where oftentimes from, I think it's Ixalan, I play some of those artifacts, which don't necessarily bother me that much. I do like playing them. I do especially like playing one, and I'm curious if at some point we'll have room for it. It is here, 2 mana. It is from Ixalan for sure, and it is a artifact. This one, I do like this card a lot, and I think the substitution for this card is just Clay Fire Bricks right now, and I think they're playing this because obviously it does deck thin, it does gain a little bit of life, and that matters a lot. But this card could matter a bit when it comes to activating some stuff or getting stuff back from our graveyard that maybe we've lost or whatnot, especially if you're playing against a lot of control decks. having this card as a must counter, or you'll be able to get the synthesizers back anyway if they 3 steps ahead counter it and things like that. Or the way mill decks are kind of going around, just let them put the card in the graveyard for you, and then you can bring it back if you have these. So it's kind of like a so-so thing, like maybe even just try half and half, but this is a rare, so I wouldn't recommend doing it whenever you can just play this uncommon, and it's just fine enough in comparison to how many rares are in the deck, so do be careful of that. With that said, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.